everyone.
Hi.
So
we're back on this one.
We're back. Welcome back to Two Mums in a Pod. I'm Naomi.
And I'm Kate.
This is exciting.
This is our second episode.
We've only got one more left.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know how we're going to...
I'm sad.
We're trying to get it all filmed, but I think we're going to need another filming one, aren't we? So
Yeah.
You've probably seen that we're in the same outfits. We haven't worn the same outfits, but we had that much to say.
And we've literally just absolutely love a ramble.
You're looking in the wrong one. You're looking in that one.
No, this one's yours, Katie.
That one's mine. No, I'm looking in the wrong one. Right, I'm looking in that
this.
one. Okay.
So last time we obviously digressed so much, but bear with us because it's like we're new. Like this is new to us.
We're not presenters. We're not even influencers. We're not even that good at our job.
So I actually got told the other day,
hairdressing
which I
and
did.
makeup
Yeah, I didn't think I was an influencer, but someone was like,
Oh,
"No,
yeah,
no,
you are,
you're
honey.
not." Well, no, they told me I'm not. Apparently, I'm a content creator.
Oh.
Yeah, you're an influencer.
I
Because
don't
I
know
think you're quite a personal figure, public figure.
No, I don't want to be.
So last time, like, we ended on like turning 30. We've both just turned 30.
When did you turn 30?
August. Are
Um,
you
I'm June.
June? So I'm just after you.
Yeah, what date's your birthday?
16th.
Oh,
What
it's
date's
the
yours?
6th. Mine's the 17th.
Love this.
Yeah, I know.
Love.
So-
We've both like turned big.
Yeah, big numbers.
Did you feel old? I didn't.
No, so everyone hates getting old.
I love
don't.
it.
I love it.
I love
Do you know why?
this.
Well, I'll say my reason and you say yours.
Yeah.
I love getting older because every year you get less tolerated of people's BS.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm excited. I think 30s are going to be better than 20s.
Absolutely, honey.
I feel like I've grown as a
Absolutely.
person. This is cocky, but I love who I am now. Like, I wouldn't change anything about myself.
I would change, but I want to change.
Yeah.
I've got so many things that I want to change about. There's so many things I want to do. So my motto is when you turn 30, well, as you get older, you get less tolerated of people's BS. You know who you are a little bit more.
100%.
The people around you in your life are not the ones that were there in your teens or your 20s, and the ones that are still there, they're the ones that matter.
Yeah,
because
like
they've been through it all.
You've picked out your best people.
And you've cut out the I always cut people out, mate. Do you?
I'm really bad.
I love it,
That's-
you know.
Yeah, like that's not a bad
At
trait
first,
about
I was-
us.
yeah.
I like will take so much and then all of a sudden it's like, meh.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, go like just because I don't want to go off subject. Like we
No,
normally do.
digressing this
But
episode.
cutting people out. Let's talk about that for a minute
Yeah.
because
It's hard. No,
I
I'm
do find
trying
it
to be
hard.
nice. It's not.
I mean, I do. I
I'm
do
a
find it
crier,
hard,
though.
but I worry and think, am I going to regret it? And every person that I've ever cut out my life, oh my God, have they proved
Yeah, I
the
mean, you've
reason
never
for
regretted it.
And I've never regretted it.
So this is me. I'm a crier.
But I wish them well, though.
Yeah,
I don't hate
like
them.
don't wish any bad on you.
They
just
still
not
talk about
for
me.
each other.
Boring.
Yeah.
Say
So-
the boring.
Boring.
She needs to say it.
We're gonna do it on
You
you.
need to say it louder. Go on.
Boring.
That's it.
I feel like I'm trying to rival Olive on this, and she'll always
Oh,
win.
well, she'll win every
No,
time.
I do think this. I feel so. I'm a really bad empath.
I don't know what that means.
So like I can read a book and I'll cry thinking of their feelings.
yeah, I'm
so
like that.
If like I cut people off, I'll have like a day where I'll cry.
I don't watch horror films because they make me feel sick, and I
hate
I
horror.
dwell on it for weeks.
Yeah, so I'm reading a book. Well, I listen to ebooks,
Yeah,
and
me too.
something sad
Me
happened
too.
in it, and I was crying, screaming, driving. I was like, I couldn't breathe. But once I've then done the cut off, then I'm like, not asked.
Yeah.
Not asked.
So 30 for me, yeah. So
you celebrated big.
Oh, absolutely.
Love that.
I
You
mean,
look gorgeous.
I feel like as well, I get like grief for that. Like, you know, when I throw like big parties, everything's like
I
over
think
the
that's
top.
amazing.
I get like grief for having Pampers grass, you know, people call it swingers grass, don't they?
Yes.
Hilarious, love it. But I just think like if I died in the next year or in the next 6 months or
lived your best
tomorrow,
life.
I have lived my best life.
So I think take every moment. Like, take every opportunity. If you can have a big party, why
little
would you
party
not?
never killed nobody.
Little party. No, don't do my singing on this.
Kill
It's
nobody.
true though.
I can't
I
sing.
did like, my sister did me a surprise party.
Oh, I
so
hate
it
surprises.
wasn't
Matt did
big.
me a surprise meal and I was so hungover. And I was so shocked. I couldn't even drink. I was just been to London the night before and I was so hungover.
So mine was like the best night out I've ever had in my life.
I
And
hate
you know,
surprises.
the DJ wouldn't, my favourite song is Proud Mary. The DJ wouldn't put it on.
Oh my God, Olive. That's
It's-
Olive's.
it's my
Olive and my
jam.
niece's favourite song.
It is, man.
They do the routine. Like Olive's
love
done it since she was
that.
1. She's done the hair flip.
Olive is my kind of girl.
She's your, soul
And she's
sister.
got our hair as well. We're both Rapunzels.
Not me though. Matt's
Me
had
and
a hair
Olive duo.
transplant and I have like hair vittens coming out my arse. Like I don't know where this hair has come from on my child. Like I don't know.
I love that her and Sul, like we're not pairing them up, but if they had
Imagine
children,
them,
they have both
We're
got
like
the
marrying them
longest.
off.
Yeah, their
Olive
kids.
Sullivan, are you watching? We can't wait for your big day.
I would be scared though because you're both equally as crazy as each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
right,
would
we're tracking
be,
again back to
we're
30.
digressing. Let's
Okay,
get
so
back
to being 30. So 30th for me, I had all these expectations. I had like I needed to be this weight for my 30th, which I did, by the way. Smash.
I'm so
Thank you,
scared for
Jamie.
when you get married.
Oh yeah.
If these are expectations.
Oh yeah.
of her.
Do you know what? I'm not in a rush to get married. Matt wants to get married probably more than me, like sooner. I want to get married, but I'm not in a rush to get married. I feel like I've got so much more to do.
So
like
I
kids
don't
and-
care about getting married.
You're not bothered?
We
No, I remember you telling me
planned a
this.
wedding and we got wedding rings.
Did
and
you?
Now I'm a solo parent that still wears a wedding ring
Yeah, but
and gets abuse online for it. But I like my jewellery.
yeah. Oh my God, same. I'm like a
Yeah,
jewelry
and
person.
it's sentimental. So no, I didn't get married, and I wear a wedding ring.
But that's the blueprint of life, isn't it? You've got to be a certain age. You've got to get married. You've got to get a mortgage. You've got to have kids. And
yeah.
I'm saying I don't live by the blueprint of life, but my life is the blueprint of life. Like I was gonna say, but like I also am such a believer. Like do it when you're ready, and like
100%.
And the blueprint of life is not just about like marriage, babies, whatever. It's also about what you do day to day. So if you can earn money and do it online, then great, and you can live.
Definitely.
For me, the new rich is like rich with money and success is time. Freedom.
Yeah, 100%.
and
And in the
that's
past,
for
to
me.
do well, it was like constantly being in a business and working.
And then we'd brag about how ill we are and how
I've done
busy we are.
this. I have done this a lot.
In our industry, in the beauty industry, if
I
you're
feel like
watching.
you have to.
Yeah.
Is that bad? I feel
No.
like you've got like
We should stop that. Stop that
I
stigma.
think stop that because
It's not healthy. No.
Snap.
Snapsies.
I know. I feel like we've got boring and we need a good one now.
Snapsies if we
Snapsies.
repeat some. I don't think we'll repeat
I
anything
can't
else.
snap with two.
Oh, can't you?
No,
Just
I
one.
need to grow up.
So 30 for me, right, is what has happened since I've been 30. I have started new projects. Obviously, I've got my Home and Bargain collection, which is doing really well.
And an amazing sofa range that
And
I'm
the
waiting to be
sofa range-
delivered.
Yeah, you've got one. She's like one of the influencers. You have paid, but you've got Dizzy, haven't you? Because we're not really gifting people
No.
because people get them and they don't even bloody post.
I cannot wait.
And it's a
for my
small
new
family-run
couch.
business. So yeah. And then obviously we start the podcast. And then I've started my skin. And you, how
Love
weird's
this.
this? Naomi's doing
We didn't
PRP.
actually, and we didn't know this when we both
No, we
did it.
didn't.
Because when I seen you post, I was like, oh, I'm doing PRP.
Yeah,
Couldn't
which is
believe
great.
it.
There's no competition.
Yes.
We're both from different
Also,
areas.
If you all are watching this thinking, how do you take it all on? How do I?
We don't know.
I don't know. Because people ask me all the time.
I'm constantly
how do you
tired.
take so much on? Me too.
I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly like running. I don't even know on what. Like I don't know how I'm doing it.
Are you like this as a person though? Because if I have a day where I don't have anything to do, I can't handle it. Like my head falls off.
Anyone else like that?
Yeah, I
That is
need to
me.
be a million miles an hour, taking on too much. I need my cup filling. Like
Yeah.
I need that.
But you can't pour from an empty cup.
Very, very true.
So-
I need to be super busy and I thrive off it. Like I love
Yeah,
it.
I did. But then now, where I'm at my best is when I'm out with. When it's like a Tuesday when I've got nothing on with my day with Olive. I've got loads to do with Olive, but mainly our Tuesday. We haven't got any classes anymore. We don't do anything. It's just like whatever we want to do, and we're always out with nature. And it's like it sounds like probably a little bit hippie and things like that, but for me, that's where I'm most happiest, and I'm the richest I've ever been is when I'm out with Olive, and my happiness is just being in the fresh air and let her doing what she wants to do.
Definitely. I once had a lady on Instagram message me saying that I made her feel inadequate as a mum because I'm always out with Sullivan. But you will get this as well because we have such active children.
Yeah.
Sullivan could not be in the house.
Oh,
So,
I've got this before. I'll just stay at home and have like a movie day. Like you're always out. She looks tired. Everyone
They've
said
not
that
met our children.
Olive's got apparently bags under her eyes because she's so exhausted from all the classes that she does. And
So this is another thing. Stop picking on our kids because Sully gets abused for a blue line on his nose.
Yeah.
And he's had it since he was born.
Is that like? I think people have had that. It's like a vein, is
yeah,
it?
Yeah. And I don't smoke. I don't drink. Well, I drink, not much, but
No,
do you know
you're
what I
not a
mean?
drinker.
It's nothing
I
like
am.
that's
I love a wine.
Yeah. To be fair though, I did bring alcohol to this podcast, but
And I said, no, I can't have it, can I? Not because I'm pregnant, guys, because I'm going to work after.
Yeah.
So yeah, being 30 for me, it's been eye-opening. It's been a bit of an anticlimax.
Yeah, so I, in my head, felt like I should feel something about turning 30, but I didn't. I just felt like I'm 30.
Yeah.
31, I think, is a big age, because then you pass 30.
Because then you pass 30. I think, I don't know, every year is important to me, but 30 for me, I was like, I needed to be a certain weight. I needed this, I needed that. And I did get to the certain weight. And then after my 30th, it was a bit like, okay, well, what am I going to the gym for? What am I
doing it for?
And I'm a very like up and down person, as in like I get bored of things, so I like to do new things all the time.
So these are when our similarities. This is when our similarities come in.
That's why, that's why people are like, "Are you still doing makeup?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do weddings all year round." Well, what else are you doing now? Like, it's okay to want to do new stuff in life, because
100%.
me as a person, I like doing new things. It keeps, and life's so short. Like, as I always say, we've got 100 years on this planet if we're lucky. I'm so glad I can look back at my life and say, I've done this, I've made this mistake, I've done this, I've done that. I've failed and succeeded so many times, but I've lived.
Do you know what, saying that, this is random, this is digressing, but I just need to say it. So before Sul, I obviously mentioned, like, family-wise and deaths, it sounds so bad saying this. I've never been close enough to somebody.
Yeah,
so like death wasn't a thing.
Much family, have you?
Yeah, like I would not think, oh, someone's going to die, that'll hurt me, which is awful. And all the girls in work used to laugh at me and be like, how can you think like that? Since having Sullivan, I am terrified to die and be without each other. Like, I can't even think about it.
Because he's your world.
Yeah, and I think, I know this is awful. I don't want to go and him be without me, and I don't want him to go and be without me, so we're going to have to go together.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's awful.
No, I know, but that's a lot of people do think like that, don't they?
Yeah, like it gives me really bad, like, heart palpitations.
Right, tell me about your 30.
Well,
my belly's making noises. Not fun, guys.
I've got food in the bag. Can we bring our buttons? So when I turned 30, I had a surprise party. I kind of felt like, because I remember my friend turned 30 and she was really upset about it. Whereas I love, I love older men. So I've always been like a young girlfriend. I know I've only had one boyfriend. But I've always felt like I want to be older. I know it sounds so daft.
I was like that when I was a kid. I just wanted to grow up and be a mum.
Yeah, like when I was young, I always wanted to, like,
Playing
you know,
with
when you go
dolls,
and
babies.
see Blackpool Illuminations, I always wanted to be older and going out, or I always wanted to be older and have an house, or older and have a business.
Like that. No, I went out when I was 13 drinking.
Yeah, so this
club.
was me.
No, well, I went to a club when I was 14, Superstar Boudoir. If anyone's local, it's the best. It was the best gay club ever. Like, literally, it was amazing.
Isn't it scary that we went out that young, and now if I looked at a 14-year-old, I'd be like, my dad's girlfriend took me out.
Well, and
then she took me to a house party.
Oh my God.
It was intense, my first night out.
Was it? Well, I lied to my mum, and then my brother caught me, and basically got grounded forever because this is a really funny story. So when I got caught on the night out, my brother's mate seen me in the club. It was G-Bar, actually. This wasn't on the first night out. This is like, I'd been going out for ages. Yeah, because I was sneaking out basically. And I think I was 14 or 15.
Was your mum and dad strict?
My mum and dad are not strict now, but my brother is. It's weird. Yeah. So my brother's mate seen me and was like, "You're Hayes' sister," and I was like, and do you know what I did? I put on a French accent. I swear to God, I swear.
If anyone knows of Olive doing this when she's older, this is where she's got it from.
I was like, "Me, my name," and he was like, I was like, "Who's hit?" Like, I can't even do the accent anymore. What even accent is it? And I pretended to be, and he was like, "You're Katie Hayes, Andrew Hayes' sister." And I was like, no, not me. I was pretending.
Did he fall for it?
He went, "Oh my God." He went, "You're not allowed out." He went, "I won't say nothing, get back in."
I'd have been like, "Do you want to buy me a drink?"
Well,
You're older.
No, because there's 11 years between, or 9 years, 11 or 9 between.
That
my
sounds
brother's
perfect.
40 next year. So I think there's 9 years between me and Andrew, me and my brother. Yeah. And anyway, he told him the next day, and I was grounded. He literally,
mad?
Oh my God, oh my God, I was in so much trouble.
So I'm the older sibling, and my siblings are crazy.
Yeah.
So like there's 9 years between us, but like they are Like, we, when we was like in school drinking on the streets.
Yeah, I used to do that. I did that at 12.
Yeah, like everyone.
I know. I'd be like hiding in a bush.
No, I will hide. I'll go. I'll be there. Me and you.
Literally, it's like that
dressed as a
program.
tree.
What's it? Where they follow the kids on their first holiday.
To abroad.
I hope Olive invites me to Ibiza. I'm going to be like, I'm there, honey.
Cool
I'll
moms.
be there. The cool moms.
Cool
She'll
mom.
be like, go away, mum. Leave me alone.
I know. I do.
I'm scared for that.
I think people say times haven't changed, we're just more aware, but I think times have changed.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, I know it sounds daft, like we was on the streets drinking from a young age. I never got like, I don't think things happened then.
No.
Like
I think back then, it's so different now, isn't it? Back then, there was no like rules and stuff like that. There was social media wasn't there either as well. So I think now, as much as like I hate the world that we're, going into, I do like it because I feel like at the same time, you can educate your kids a little bit more. Like my mum and dad, like I didn't know how to, when I started a business, I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know about tax and things like that.
This is a good thing for a pod,
artist,
because I feel like my family have never had businesses or money in that kind of way. And then I think that going on to become an adult, so I'm still bad with money. I'll have money, but get stressed about a bill because I don't know how to juggle that side of life.
Then you get criticised for, and it's like, God, we're all just human. We're all just having a go, and like we're all just trying. So go back to your 30.
My 30, turned 30, loved it. Just couldn't wait to be older.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And this sounds bad, and I do think it's mindset as well, because like I said before, when you're in a slower mindset, all bad comes.
Yeah.
Since turning 30, I've been at a really good level. So I get asked most days, what number am I at? So if I'm at a 10, I'm erratic.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So if I'm at 10, I'm erratic. I'm a 1, I'm a low. I like to stay between like a 6 and a 7. If I'm at a 10, I need to bring myself down. Otherwise, I'm going to hit a come down and hit a 1 and then get depressed for days.
See, I feel like I've been challenged again. I wasn't going to announce it on social media, but obviously with our podcast, I will. I had a miscarriage, which you know.
Yeah, it's been hard,
So I've had another miscarriage. I don't even want to get upset. I hate getting upset, by the way, on like social media.
You're allowed to be upset though, because this is us being real, and you've not actually spoke about it or discussed it.
But then like when you're doing like them bloody TikTok lives, people like fake accounts like writing like, oh, she's 2 months pregnant, and it's like, well, so actually I had a miscarriage like the week before.
I block out so many keywords on TikTok.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. So yeah, I had a miscarriage. So 10 and 30 for me was a bit of an anticlimax, and everything's gone really well in like my life and things like that, and I'm constantly fighting battles, but then it's also made me even stronger because I'm in such a different place from a miscarriage this time to I was last time.
I feel like
it was a chemical pregnancy, by the way.
So what?
So that's where nobody knows. Very, very early on. It's like literally,
which is still heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But I feel like do you think Olive has kept you strong through it this time?
There's 2 things that have kept me strong. Somewhat like I know people who are struggling to get pregnant or they've got pregnant in the last like year. And my friend's just had her little baby and she had a really bad time like trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
It was awful, and she's the nicest, bestest person you'll ever meet. You don't hear her saying a bad word about anyone, and when someone just deserves it. And she went through it like such a really bad time. So for me, I'm so grateful that I've got Olive.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I do need to acknowledge the emotions from the miscarriage and
100%.
And people, guys, stop asking people when they're having another baby. Stop asking people when they're getting married. Stop asking people when they're getting a house. Stop asking people about their jobs. Stop asking people such personal questions, because you don't know what people are going through.
And you don't know if they're struggling. You don't know if there's anything stopping. You don't know if they genuinely can't. You don't know if they don't want. One of my friends, they've been together for...
going through like a bad time. Like people asking about people's like relationship. You don't know what like violence is like. They could be going through domestic violence.
And also, you've got no right to know.
No.
What is happening in anyone's life.
People.
Yeah, so there's obviously everyone's intrigued in what people are doing, and that's fair enough. But then
there's
another level. Yeah, like just because someone puts herself somewhere, you don't deserve to know every detail of the life. This is another crazy thing. One of my trolls once found someone that actually knew me, and she was begging them to like, please tell me this, please tell me that. Yeah, my friend was like, why are you bothered? Like, it's irrelevant. Naomi just does her hair on Instagram. Like, fair enough, she might show soul now and again, but why are you bothered?
Someone was asking my mate the other day, so like really personal questions. Again, when's Kate having another baby? Do you reckon she'll get engaged soon? It's like, my best mate was like, why is this person asking me such personal questions about my best friend, like as if I'm going to tell you, like it's personal. But then at the same time, because of our job, people think it's okay to do that.
But then you think, so then if you reply and say, like, say if you knew a answer to a question, then is their life better then? Like, are they happy? I don't know. Like, does that change their life?
Has that affected you, knowing that bit of gossip? Ask yourself that, guys.
Yeah, that is a big question. Also, I want another thing. Every single person listening, anything, ask yourself, is there one thing in your life that may be a bit controversial or thingy?
Or that you're insecure about, or that you don't want people to know about?
Yeah, because I guarantee every single person has something like that. And is that something you wouldn't want to be questioned on? Because before you ask a question, think, well, have I got something that I wouldn't like to respond to?
Everyone has. I mean,
we all have.
I haven't got that anymore. I feel like every dirty bit of laundry, whatever, has been plastered. But the thing is, with like, let's say the words, tattlers, twattlers, twittlers.
So basically, assholes.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
A-holes, I call it.
A-holes.
Yeah. A-holes, yeah.
You know who you are.
This site is like, it's still going, and they'll go, oh, they're going to attract more people. And it's like, go on it and read it. Because I guarantee you, if we got it up right now, which we're not going to do, because people who are...
when was the last time you went on it?
I haven't been on it since Olive was a newborn.
So I haven't. I've been
High five to us.
I know. I've been told random things here and there.
People don't even tell me anymore.
Do you want to know a funny one that someone told me the other day?
What?
It's actually funny.
It's about us.
No, it's about me. So I've not been on it for a long time. But someone came in the other day. Apparently, I'm a prostitute.
Listen,
I'm so boring.
I think you'd be a fantastic prostitute, by the way.
Thank you. I honestly do. I'd squirt milk and make a lot of money. Oh my God, I'd make so much money.
Oh my God, you could do mum fans and like, I think you'd earn a fortune.
I think I'd make a fortune. Why am I doing this?
Why are you doing
Why am I even working in the salon?
Why are you working in the salon? Like mum onlys or mum onlys?
Yeah, but just to let you know, you're all saying I'm doing it. I could be making a lot of money if I actually
By the way, these women who are doing it,
good on you.
Yous.
Yeah, I think
good on yous. And the ones who've got kids as well, you are doing it. You're
for your kids.
Doing it for your kids. You're putting money on your table, putting money...
Yeah, so
not
I
money
didn't
on the
take
table,
offence
food
to
on the table with the money.
Yeah, I did not take offence to it because I think good on you. But, so this is the funny thing. So... apparently I don't work. So apparently I don't know what I do with my time, even though I absolutely graft. So apparently I don't work and I've never worked. And I've never been able to get, I can't remember, my client told me the story. I've never been able to get a lease or a tenancy agreement. So I lived in an Airbnb opposite prostitution flats. But I actually have the truth behind this story.
Go on. I want to hear it. By the way, there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, there's nothing wrong with struggling to try and get...
And there is a bit of truth in it. Not me being a prostitute. So basically, we lived in some flats and then COVID hit. So the landlord, there was 12 apartments and he rented 7 of them to Airbnb. And then there was 4 families that lived in them, whatever the maths is, lived in them. When it was Airbnb, the Airbnb'd it out to these 3 young girls. It only turned out that they had a pool and a jacuzzi and they was doing OnlyFans in the apartment opposite.
Good on them.
They was the nicest girls ever and they got kicked out and I was really sad for them and I took in their packages and sent them to the new address.
Did you? See, that's how kind you are.
So there's the truth behind that story.
Yeah, so that, again, when you go on that site, it's basically just like a load of crap, twisted lies about people who live in your area.
It's so fun that they believe it though. They really believe what they're saying.
So one of my trolls, she knows who she is, she'll be listening. She booked in with my cousin to get her hair done for a year. She also went to O'Darling to meet my mum, right? To turn my mum against me. We're going to get my mum on this podcast, by the way.
Can I ask this lady you're watching, can you DM me, do you work?
No, she doesn't have a job. I know who it is. I know where she lives.
Yeah, what are you doing with your time?
Know everything about her. So she also, wait for it, drums, She got Matt round to price up a job, like a paneling job. I don't even think
So
it's paneling.
I think this, like you say you have a bit of sympathy, I think this is like dangerous.
So I ended up speaking to her and I was just like, I've never even met you. Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
Do you not know her at all?
Never met her.
That's what makes it. Is it better if you know him or is it better if you don't?
I don't know. I can't answer that question yet. Ask me like another time. I can't answer that yet, whether you know them or you don't, because I don't know. It's just such a hard one, that. But anyway, she like apologised and was like, you know, please don't post me and things like that. Anyway, I got the police involved. Police like told her, and then I posted a picture on Instagram, and then she rang the police.
So this is the worst thing when they phone the
She
police
rang
on
the
you.
police. For me, for harassment, the police were like, obviously, you haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know, she got given a warning, and she basically, because it's classed as harassment and misconduct. So it technically is harassment. There isn't a law in the UK for it, but if it's ongoing and they're basically...
And
like,
it's slander as well. I'm sure slander should
slander,
be. Because we are business women. Like we have businesses and it's slandering you as a business.
Yeah. I mean, they could... It is what it is. Like
we could go into so many stories, but do
I
you know
feel like
what?
let's forget about talk. I don't want
they're
to
not
talk about
getting
them.
the energy. Now and again, when a funny story pops up, you might get a bit of light, but you're not getting that much of the pod.
No.
Because you're not worth it.
You're not. Right. Next thing that we're talking about, what was on our list?
Got so much on the list. Well, obviously, we want to bring a lot back to motherhood. Like, we want to bring. So I want to know, what is your parenting style?
So I tried to do gentle parenting, which was obviously... I don't even really get what gentle parenting is. Like, you explained to me what the definition of gentle parenting is.
So I don't think don't get me wrong, I still have breakdowns. I still have moments. I still lose my shit.
But you don't tell him off, do you?
No. So I always try to get on his level and try to understand. So this one particular time.
I've tried this with Olive and it doesn't work.
Yeah, so I think it does depend on the child,
Yeah,
though, 100%.
Okay, good.
So we went into Sainsbury's and he was kicking off.
Because they're two, they're one.
So then when I was like having a breakdown and we went and got in the car and I spoke to, so Sully's dad is like the calmest person ever. And he's like...
Oh my God, Matt's never told Olive off.
Has he not? Yeah, so like, I didn't want to say his name. Fuck it.
Do you want me to bleep it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sully's dad is like quite good on that whole mindset thing. So basically he said to me, and this is what I live by now, Sullivan is 2. He does not understand going to a play centre and running crazy and then going to Sainsbury's and having to be good.
That is such a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. So now any situation we're in, I think... Does he want to be here? Obviously not, because he's 2. His brain doesn't work like ours.
Yeah.
So whenever he's going through a moment,
and
I
it's
try
also
and
whether
understand.
they're tired, if they're hungry.
Yeah,
or,
100%.
Like, there's all different, and I put that into my brain as well. But then at the same time, I'm like trying to do like the go to the level, and it just doesn't work. So I have the naughty step.
So I think that's when it's good to know the children being different. So Sully, he easily distracted. But I think that's being I'm sorry to gender, but I think that's being a boy.
Yeah.
Whereas Olive is maybe more determined, with her tantrums.
See, I don't know. I don't know, because I've got loads of like nieces and nephews and stuff, and I see both like some boys, like I've got the qualities, do you know what I mean? Like different. So I don't really know about that. But then for me, like, I'll be like, right, Olive, you're going on the naughty step. I don't like scream at her, but then at the same time, I'm like, you are going on the naughty step, Olive, like, because
she stay on it.
She does stay on it, yeah.
So that's good, because you're obviously building some kind of...
She's scratching, she was hitting me. She went through a really big phase of like hitting other kids.
Do you pick her up and then she hits? So you say to... just leave it in. Sorry. So... You used to say, if you're having a tantrum...
So someone said to you...
Someone said to me, if you're having a tantrum, imagine like it was adults now, you're having a moment and someone picks you up, you're going to want to lash out because you're going to think, what are you doing? Put me down, I'm having a minute. So then I don't pick Sully up. I leave him on the floor and let him have whatever he's having and like exhaust him out.
But
then say, Mummy's here when you're ready.
Yeah.
And I just never rush life. So whether we're in Sainsbury's, I'll sit next to her on Sainsbury's floor.
Yeah, you do that. She does do that. She does. And it's amazing.
And as well...
But this is the thing, like, it's good to talk to other mums to
Yeah,
get other tips
definitely.
and stuff like that. I was constantly like writing on Instagram when I first had Olive, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do
Yeah.
that? And then at one point I was like, actually, I'm going to just wing this myself, because we're going back to the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
We are not we're not given a book on how to be a mum. There's all
Yeah.
books out there, but there is no right.
You've got to do what makes your
Yeah.
life easy and what makes your day easier, because we're
Yeah.
all doing a different thing that day.
Yeah.
Like the days I'm calmer, I've probably got nothing on.
Yeah.
Whereas there's some days where I'm in a
And
rush,
yeah, me
and I
too.
just won't go to the situations
Yeah.
that he doesn't like. The other day I was in Primark. I didn't have Sully,
Yes.
which was a very rare occurrence. And a mum had a 2-year-old, and she said to the 2-year-old, which is nothing wrong in this mum, she said, "You're really annoying me today. How am I supposed to get through today?" And I just thought, your kid doesn't want to be in Primark, so you
No.
can't blame the kid for annoying
No.
you, because you're probably annoying him for bringing him to Primark.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I'm like, Olive, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing
Yeah.
this? And I'm like, but then that moment will be there. I'm literally seconds later, the cuddles, I love you, mummy. It's
And then
like,
it makes it all better.
and every day for motherhood for me is literally winging life, winging my career, winging like friendships, relationships, and everything.
And it is hard juggling it all.
It's so hard juggling it all. Like, and
I
then
think you've got to find things that make it easier. So I know this sounds daft, and I know not everyone can do this. I don't do food shops. So
Don't
I
you?
order Gusto. And then randomly, if I need something from a supermarket, which is quite
yeah,
rare.
because you always like go out, like go get things on the go, don't you?
Yeah, so
basically, yeah.
like when I remember when I was pregnant, someone said to me, when you have a baby, you'll do a weekly shop. I've never done a weekly shop in my life.
Oh my God, I have to do a weekly shop.
Do you do a weekly shop?
I do a weekly shop, and if I don't, like, because I cook a lot, don't I?
So I'm I'm not a bad mum, but like, so on my
it's not
day
a bad
off,
mum,
I
yeah.
don't have anything in my fridge for breakfast, so we go to the cafe. And I know not everyone can do these things,
Yeah.
but I work so hard so I can make my life easier in other ways. Like our clothes go to the laundrette, I have a cleaner,
Yeah,
we eat
yeah.
out a lot, we get Gusto, but I do that because then I can work more. Because if I didn't work as much, I'd have to put more time into being the
Exactly.
housewife.
As a mum, basically what we're saying is you guys need to find your own way and
Yeah.
what works for you. So people who are listening to the pod might judge Naomi on
Yeah.
what she's just said, but that's her way. Like, you don't understand her circumstances as
Yeah,
well.
like someone will say, "Oh, aren't you lucky that you get to do that?" But that's not lucky. I was up till 1 o'clock this morning working. Do you
Yeah,
know what I
on
mean?
TikTok.
So yesterday I was in the salon all day. Then I was working, editing, filming content all night till 1 o'clock this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
But that means
But
that
people
then
don't
I've,
see that,
yeah, that means I've got that extra little bit to put away. So then my life's easier in other respects, if that makes sense.
It's going back to what Molly May said. Ooh, controversial.
Controversial.
Where she said about we all get the same 24 hours in a day. I understand that not everyone does get the same 24 hours in the day.
I completely get where people came from getting angry, but then also from her, I don't think she meant it like that.
No, she didn't.
She's
but,
not telling everyone to go on Love Island to be a millionaire. She's saying within your...
But she's worked hard to get to that.
Yeah. So people just
and
think...
I knew her beforehand, and she
Did
was
you? I love this.
she was so nice. Like I met her a couple of times, and she was lovely. So what she's saying is, basically, we've all got a day, like I write it on my Instagram all the time. Every day is like waking up with a fresh start.
Yeah,
So what happened the
100%.
day before, even if something horrendous has happened to you, it's up to you to pick and choose how you continue.
Yeah,
So when you
definitely.
wake up every morning, you can decide who you want to be, first of all, how you want your life to be, and how your day is going to be. So we've got that decision to do that. But then obviously people have got different situations on, like, people going through hard times, people not being well and things like that. We do get that.
100%.
And I get that massively. But then
I actually, I don't know, it was like a quote kind of like saying that what Wally Bay said was good. And I reposted it, and somebody messaged me saying, I'm a social worker and I'm not making any dig at this person because they might be listening. And it's not the same for people. I grew up in a very, very hard situation, to the point that I've had clients that knew me growing up saying, I can't believe you wasn't
So how
taken
did you
off.
grow up?
So my mum is a very, an extreme alcoholic. We're not a close family. She's not a loving
You
mum.
haven't got a family, have you, really?
I could walk past her in town and we wouldn't finger.
Yeah.
My dad has always, this is something controversial, my dad has always been away. He's not the best father figure. I grew up with my nan and granddad. I grew up living on friends' sofas. Like literally from being in high school, my mum would just kick me out and I'd have to go and find a couch.
To live when I was, I was 19. I had nowhere to live. My nan gave me money for a flat.
This was me at like 13. Like I was just a bag woman. Like I'd go into school with no clothes. I'm not saying I've had the worst childhood. People have had it so much worse. But I had that. I didn't have anyone saying do better. I didn't have anyone investing money. I didn't have anything. And from being literally like
But
young,
I think that's what's made us the parents who we are today.
Yeah, 100%. And I grafted and grafted and grafted. Like when I was 19, I was working in a club all night and I finished work at 6 a.m. And then I go straight to my next job in the day. Like I've always wanted to do better. Yeah. And I think obviously saying like with having Sullivan, I was on my own I was a single parent and I had a new baby. I couldn't go back to salons. I started sewing scrunchies and my Instagram got hacked. I made an Instagram again. Like I was constantly doing something to think, right, how am I going to build myself up again?
You were constantly getting challenged, but then you made the decision on how to deal with that challenge.
There's an amazing thing and I always think about it. So basically there's a group of people that manifest and there's a group of people that don't. And you put in a room and there's money hidden. And basically the people that manifest find it. And that is because when you are open to every opportunity and taking it, you naturally go out and find. So it's not like this mystical thing of like your mind. Yeah. It's you going for them opportunities where the people that...
But you've got to put the work in to get it. You can't just manifest because people think that you can write things down every day and then it just happens.
You've got to it's basically about like the people that didn't manifest, they didn't find it because naturally they said, I'm not going to find it. If you shut off that bit of your brain, you're not going to do well. You've got to keep saying to yourself, how am I going to do this? What does it take? I need to do... So you're going to take every opportunity and work hard to do it, if that makes sense.
So as a mum, don't you think you lose yourself becoming a mum? Like you lose who you are.
I think it takes a long time to juggle.
I think it takes like a year or two to figure out what is a routine, what is life. Not a routine as in like bedtime routine, because everyone has different things about that, don't they? And everyone is like sort of like struggling on because they've got this new life. I don't think anyone tells you how hard it is
until you're actually
a mum.
I think Sully was like 18 months before I felt like, oh my God, Naomi. Yeah. Like, and I felt me again.
Do you know when I've felt like me? Probably just before my 30th.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't feel, like for example, don't you think when you've had a baby, like or when you're pregnant as well, that your clothes, like it's literally like a hoodie and leggings.
So this was another one on our notes.
And it carries on.
Yeah, it was getting back to you.
But the new version of you, because I didn't want to be the old me, because I didn't like me.
I don't want to be the old me.
No, I don't.
She was weak. And I'll say that to her.
I was gobby and just a know-it-all, and I was too
I think, like you say, being a mum made me a better person because it made me know who I am and know what I want in life. I know what I want for Sullivan as well.
I didn't know what I wanted though, you know. I knew what I wanted out of life, but I didn't know what I wanted in my career. Sorry.
Do you have a plan now?
I never have a plan. I've never had a plan. Even when I started Kate Hayes Makeup, I didn't have a plan. I wanted to...
look how amazing it's done.
I worked in Peaches and Cream, which was the best job in the whole world. It was amazing.
It was like the most known.
Yeah. And like Kate and Nick who own it, I was so close to them. When I left, it didn't end well. And no, because it was all like a bit of a shock and I wasn't happy while I was there and things like that. But then I'm so grateful for them too, because I wouldn't be where I was today if it wasn't for them.
And that's a good thing, like knowing and appreciating them kind of things as well.
And I also, my career just went,
that's amazing.
It was bizarre. I was doing like celebrities. I did the parties that I've been at with like, you know, like celebrities basically was just incredible.
I bet at that time that was big imposter syndrome.
Oh my God, I was winging it. Like I never wanted a salon. You know, did you know that? Never wanted a salon.
I didn't want a salon. No, did you feel like it just happened?
It just happened and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then
you did it on a bigger scale.
I did it on the biggest. Salon. It was too big. It was far too big. And I'm not that businesswoman. I'm a crap businesswoman. I don't know how to run a business.
So you're a businesswoman in your own.
No, but I'm not good at being a boss. I'm not good at like.
So I'm not good at being a boss.
I'd always let people off with their rent, and then they would like leave, and then they wouldn't pay the rent, and it was like I just wasn't a good boss. And
so I fell into.
I'm not that boss bitch. I'm not.
Yeah. So I live my life being boss bitch.
Oh, I'm not.
I don't know if I am a boss bitch. I just tell myself every day.
Yeah, but I love that.
I am so lucky with my salon because all the girls that are there have been in this industry for so long. So we all kind of have like this common ground of we know what we want from a salon. And I'm like, honestly, I cannot be there and I completely know it's going smoothly.
Yeah.
Whereas I think sometimes you open a salon and you have younger people or people you don't know. Whereas luckily I've got a load of 30-year-old mums that know what they want.
I've got both. But you know them young ones, I'm so friends with them now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
so I got screwed over a lot at the start of opening a shop.
Yeah.
The young ones scare me.
To the mums who have salons, we salute you.
Well done.
It is
well
so
done,
hard.
Huns.
Like, yous are a lot better than me. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't do it. My mental health, my anxiety.
That's you've picked up in other ways.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. I'm still like figuring it out. Like, I haven't got a plan.
So I do content, but not as much as you. I couldn't do it how you do it. So I think you do it. So I think you're good at like...
No, you're dead structured and organised. Mine's a mess.
I think that's just because my manager's so like...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Emily, if you hate me ever.
No, she won't. She loves you.
Because I am like... I actually cried at a job yesterday. I messaged you, didn't I? Asking advice on it. So I think sometimes when people are like, oh, what you do,
you know
social
what?
media...
With this industry, with social media... I've done it before. I've tried to be this like perfect person. Like you see like huge influencers and their life is so perfect. Like literally their Instagram is perfect. Like you look at their feeds, it's perfect.
It's so
and
aesthetically
and their stories
pleasing.
are perfect as well.
Yeah.
Like they're not showing like the reality of like how hard life is. Whereas now I do not care. Like I am not, I've nearly been cancelled. I've probably been cancelled. And
so I think this a lot with Christmas. So on the 1st of December, all the mums was waking up with like these.
That was me.
That was you, yeah. So I was like, oh my God, I've not got any of this. What happens? I'd ate Sully's advent calendar because I had no chocolate in the house. He wasn't waking up to an advent calendar.
Well, the dog ate mine. Max ate mine. Max ate my advent calendar. Honestly, I thought we were going to have to take him to the vet. Oliver was screaming, you're naughty, Max. And I was like, my advent calendar, I didn't have one.
Yeah. So I'd messed up and then like, I've not got the perfect tray. I'm on an airbed at the minute because we're waiting on couch. I've not got like this perfect structured life because I'm always running around like headless chicken.
I mean. People don't even know about Instagram.
So then I'll go on Instagram.
It's so fake.
Yeah,
social
and
media.
I see people like best friends with the boyfriend like passing baubles up to the tree, and I'm like,
oh my God, if I pass a bauble up to the tree, Matt would literally be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
like we do this thing in our house. Are you okay, hon? Are you? And Olive said it to me the other day. She went, "Are you okay, hon?" Me and Matt were crying. We were like, "What?" She's just said, "Are you okay?" She says it. You okay, hon?
Aren't they getting? So I think this is my best age because I think the personalities are amazing.
I would say for me, this has been the hard. Give me a newborn any day.
So I prefer this.
I know. I prefer.
So
newborn.
I like him having it. So I like his independence, and I know that sounds so bad because my best friend loves newborn, and I thought I would. Don't get me wrong, it was lovely. Like I loved it. But I love him being independent. Like I love to sit, like to go and have a shower and have a brew. And I know that he's safe. And you know, that's what I like.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because Olive's very, very independent. She's been independent since she was about 1. And I do love that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just sort of like winging life every day, winging motherhood.
Yeah. So I love like, do you know, like some people are like, oh, don't, like they need to do as they're told or this. I love listening to Sully tell me what to. No, I don't get it wrong. Like I'll tell him he as a child
because it's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah, but it makes me laugh, and I'll think of how he's going to be as an adult.
Yeah.
Like this morning, him saying, "I don't want to go nursery. I'll come to work with you. I won't be a nuisance."
Yeah.
And I just think you're funny that you're trying to negotiate with me.
That's what I mean, because they're 2 and it's like, what are you going to go?
Who do you think
Olive's trying to tell me what she's wearing. She wants to wear a princess outfit every single day.
Sully. He wants to be Spider-Man. I bought him a Spider-Man outfit.
I bought Olive a Spider-Man costume.
I love this.
She's obsessed with Spider-Man.
They love it. So they keep singing a song. Whoa, I want round the house.
Spider-Man does whatever Spider can.
Oh my God, 2 blonde Spider-Mans.
Yeah. So she's obsessed with Frozen princesses, but then she's like also thingy, like into Spider-Man, and like she loves the Hulk. She's like she does all this stuff. Yeah. By the way, I can't keep still, everyone, because I'm freezing. Like I'm cold. Like my hands. I always put my hands. Well, like it's not even cold in here. I'm just maybe it's because I'm naked underneath.
Maybe chill. So I want to know if everyone's been enjoying it. Like write in, let us know if you've been enjoying it. What do you want to hear?
What do you want to talk about? What questions have you got for us?
Because remember, the next one's our last one.
Our next one's our last one, so we're going to do a Q&A.
Yeah.
I also think we should do it where you guys tell us which I think is a big thing. What is your best and hardest part of motherhood?
Yeah, definitely.
And then give like examples of like some really funny stories. Funny
we
stuff
love
that
the funny stories, because then the next one we might tell more funny ones.
About ours, yeah. And then also tell us your worst part of motherhood. For me,
because we've
been
all had it.
being pregnant. I didn't enjoy being pregnant.
Yeah, so my pregnancy was not good. I had a good labour.
I wasn't
Did you
glowing.
have a good labour?
I had the best labour.
I had
an emergency C-section, but I had the best labour.
So my midwife said to me, if you have a bad pregnancy, sometimes you get a really good labour.
Yeah, loads of people say that, don't they? And my best friend, we had kids 16 hours apart.
Love that.
We were in the next room to each other. Yeah, I'm going to her wedding on Friday, actually. Yeah, so the girls, Georgie and Olive, they're like literally 16 hours apart.
That is so nice that they've got each other.
Her labour was awful, but her pregnancy, she was like, yeah, I'm just going for a run at 7 a.m. I was like, sorry, I'm in McDonald's drive-through, and then I'm going to Hearst Bakery for a sausage roll. I ate the world. I would be asleep by like 4 o'clock at night. I didn't even kiss Matt, let alone do the deed. I was literally like, get away from me. I was a psycho, literally a psycho. I was depressed. I was all these horrible things, and she was like amazing.
Just happy. My lowest point of pregnancy, this is a true story. So I was driving.
I don't know why I'm smiling.
I know.
It's the lowest point why I'm smiling. So sorry.
I know. And I was
No
like being sick on myself as I was driving. So I had to just pull over in a Sainsbury's car park, and I opened my door, fell out. I was lay on the floor in Sainsbury's car park being sick on myself. There was a
awful.
I know, there was a driving instructor next to me. Him and the girl was just looking at me, and I'm not joking, a rat came from the bins and licked my sick off the floor.
No, I've got a phobia. No. What?
That was the lowest point of my life. That was bad. It licked my sick. And the driving instructor just looked at me, dead eye contact.
I literally, my whole body's gone weird. I feel sick.
It was horrific. It was that.
That is, okay, she's won.
That was bad. That was a low.
She's won the worst.
That was a low. There was a second time when I was given anti-sickness and I was allergic to it. And basically what happens if you get Parkinson's was what happens. And my client was looking at me in the mirror going, Naomi, your throat's swelling.
Okay, your pregnancy's been worse.
She drove me to hospital and I collapsed.
I think the rat thing's the worst, guys.
I think the rat one's the worst.
So from you guys, we want to know your worst and best part of like pregnancy, motherhood, whatever you want to say. Your funniest story, the worst part of the story. I've got a poo story, actually. A poo story. Our house is obsessed with poo. I don't know about you, but I'm very open. Like I don't get like I would fart in front of Matt and he thinks it's vile. Like I'm that type of girl. Like I want to push people to fart in front of other people and bet because it's so natural.
Just be so open.
And just be so.
I would love to know who's the person that said it wasn't. Like who's the person that started the thing of hiding?
Prim and proper. My mates are like prim and proper. They've never farted in front of their fellas.
So Jonathan's Sully's dad's prim and proper.
Oh, is he? So have you ever farted in front of him?
Pregnancy was bad.
Yeah, mine was pregnancy. I try not do it now. I try and do it like I wait until Matt leaves for work and then I'll let it all rip.
So Sully loves farting. Sully
I do too. Okay, right, we're going to end on the farting, okay? So we're going to see you on the next one.
Right into Instagrams. Mine is Naomi About to Blows.
But we might we're not going to make an Instagram for this. Yeah. No, it's only 3-part.
What's your Instagram?
Kate Hayes Makeup.
See you next week.
See ya next week or whenever we post it. Bye.